Hello, welcome to Handmade. My name's Alyssa, and today we're going to be working on a cocktail cabinet, and it's by Lane. It's a beautiful cabinet, nice and tall with lots of storage, great quality, but it has such an old look, and it's time to completely reimagine it. Follow along this video to see what we whip up. Before we can start anything, we have got to get a clean slate, and because of all those grooves and the design in the door panels, I'm gonna use Bondo to fill it all in. It sands beautifully, and I actually ended up using 2 full cans of Bondo to fill the upper door and the drawer and the doors below. The next step is to sand. We want to sand the Bondo as smooth as possible. If there's some texture, it's not a problem because the end result I'm picturing will have texture with a raised stencil. So the idea is just to not see the original footprint. Get as flat as possible, and then we can go from there. I've decided I really like the look of some pieces that look like they're carved. There's a lot of anthropology pieces out right now that have that carving look. And to do that, sometimes you can use a raised stencil. So here we'll be using a mandala stencil and Redesign with Prima's stenciling paste, the fiber paste. And you just use a spatula or a scraper, plastic probably, so you can move it around easier and clean it off. And then just move the stencil wherever you decide it needs to go to make sense, and then scrape it on. After the raised stencil has had ample time to dry, then I just take a sanding block or sanding sponge and run it over the top of the stencil. As you move the stencil away, the image can have peaks or texture or real sharp fibers, and I just want to knock anything down that's a little jagged. So just a real light circular sand, and it'll be ready for paint. Since this is a piece that might be in a common space, I do want it to have an overall neutral palette, but I do want it to be extra special, which we already have the special going on with the mandalas, and we'll also get some special with the final finishing touches, but I want it to have a neutral base. So we're going to start with Cappuccino, which is a nice creamy tan color, and we'll get about 2 coats on, and then we'll move on. The paint is on, and now I'm going to dry brush brown antiquing gel from Heirloom Traditions Paint, and I'm just using a cheap chip brush, and I'm dry brushing this all over, not just the mandalas, but the entire surface gets this warmth. So now it has kind of an aged wood finish, just a really warm tone, and some depth from that antiquing gel really helps. Since we're giving this cocktail cabinet an elevated, elegant look, now comes some of the special touches. So in this step, we're applying the champagne antiquing gel. It's a metallic, and I'm also dry brushing this, but I'm not going over the entire piece. I'm dry brushing just over the mandalas themselves. And if you have a question about what dry brushing is, it's simply dipping the very tip of your chip brush into whatever product you're using and then kind of skipping it across your surface like a feather. We're not going for full coverage. We just want the light to be able to catch some of these products, and so that you can see it adds a little bit of glimmer and a little bit of glam. Now that we've done some highlighting and some shadowing with the prior 2 products, we're going to be using Gold Rub and Buff. And with this product, sometimes I use my fingertip with a glove, or you can use a Q-tip. You could even use a small artist brush, but here I want to be able to cover as much raised surface as I can without getting it on the flat surface, which if I do get it on the flat surface, it's not a big deal. It happened, and it still looks really beautiful because there's metallic all through the mandalas. But my trick here was to use a craft sponge. Since it has a flat edge, I dabbed it in my rub and buff on my paper plate and then just ran it over top of the raised portion of the mandala. And it just kind of hit all of those raised portions perfectly, highlighting what we want to see, what's to make this piece special. Last, we get the hardware on, and I chose round knobs that have kind of an opal marble swirly center, and then it's encased with a gold finish, and they're beautiful. They are upscale. It matches the feminine elevated look of the piece overall. It's a great pair, and now that it's ready to go, it's done. It's beautiful. I love how it turns out. This is an extreme makeover for sure. It looks nothing like the original, and I'm very excited with how it turned out. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and click subscribe and follow along, or you can head to Facebook and follow me there. Thanks for joining me at Handmade.